What if I told you that there was a kind of drinker that you must avoid at all costs? And when I say all costs, I truly mean it. This is the kind of drinker that will derail you. They will feel no remorse if you tell them that you're not going to drink for the next year. They don't care if you go 1 week. And I'm going to break these drinkers down for you in this video today because I want you to be equipped, because I can guarantee you with 100% certainty that you will deal with one of these people in your lifetime. So I want you to be able to think back to that video and go, oh yeah, I remember when Leon said this. I know what you're trying to do here. Boom. And you can deal with it. That's what I want for you, because I've dealt with these people. Everybody that I've worked with in the Sober Clear program has dealt with these people. And in this video today, this is going to change everything. And guys, just before we actually get into the video, if you want my personal help stopping drinking in the Sober Clear program, where we help people reframe the way that they view alcohol using something called first principles thinking, and then we have a community of business owners and professionals, as well as regular coaching calls, please click the link in the description and book a call. We can jump on a quick call together and see if the Sober Clear program could be a good match for you. It's a quick call. It's totally free. You've got nothing to lose by booking the call. So please just click the link in the description and do it. And now back to the video. So I remember when I stopped drinking alcohol, I was actually working in a restaurant, right? So I'd just finished university. I tried to move to London. I'm drinking like an absolute madman. I try and do this career in recruitment. It eats me alive. There's too much drinking, too much partying. So I quit that. I keep drinking. I try and do personal training in London. I fail. I just couldn't hack it. Like I just wasn't performing at a very high level because I'm drinking. I do that and then I end up running out of money. I move back to Oxford. I have to go and get a job in a restaurant. Just my life just crumbled apart. So I was working in this restaurant and my idea was to go back to this restaurant, build up some cash reserves, and then relaunch another personal training business. But I just kept hammering it. I just kept partying. And it was at this restaurant where I made the true final decision to stop drinking. And this was about 5 years ago. I actually think it's this month. I think it's either this month or next month is going to be 5 years. I don't even remember the date, but whatever. It's coming. Anyway, I remember the day that I stopped drinking. I went to work the next day and there was one of the drinking buddies in this restaurant. And by the way, this is the first kind of person that you will need to ignore. But anyway, I remember it was a shift in the restaurant and I saw this guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but I saw this guy and I said, hey, listen, I'm quitting drinking. I am done. I remember, listen, no hard feelings, right? I'm not, whatever, it is what it is. But I just remember the way he looked at me like, oh, here we go again. No, here we go again. You know, and he just kind of like, just was a naysayer, right? And this is the first kind of person that you are going to need to avoid. He's a naysayer. He's the person that you tell, I'm not drinking anymore. And they're like, yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. Now, luckily, I knew in my soul, I knew in my heart that I wasn't going to drink again. So as soon as he showed me this reaction, I actually didn't tell anybody else. I just kept it completely to myself. I thought I don't need to explain myself to anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to do my thing and that's it. Which is a pretty extreme approach, but it's the approach that I took. Now, for some of you, you might not have that luxury, right? You might need to tell a couple of work colleagues. You might need to tell family members, your wife, your husband, which is fine. But just know that some of these people may have a bit of a weird reaction. Now, what I soon realized was that this was nothing to do with me. It was really a reflection of them. They realized that they're losing a drinking partner. They realized that my actions are really putting a magnifying glass on their actions. So people can get a little bit defensive and then it comes off as combative. And something that I learned not so long ago is that whenever somebody gives you any kind of advice or anything like, this weird reaction, what they're actually saying is, what's important to me is ... So for example, let's say somebody says to you, oh, why would you want to move to another country when you could just have a home in that country? When people give you advice like this, what they're actually saying is, what's important to me is having a home and being in one place. I know it sounds a little bit off topic, but it starts to explain why people react this way to us. It's because they're actually saying what's important to me. And in this instance, what this guy was saying, because he was a drinker, is, well, what's important to me is you drink alcohol. So I'm going to kind of, give you a bit of a hard time. It's not personal, right? It's all a reflection of him. So just bear that in mind. And if people naysay or whatever you want to call it, if people kind of disagree or give you a bit of stick, the best thing that you can do is say nothing. Right? Don't engage in some kind of dialogue because it's just going to be an argument and nobody's going to win. They're going to defend their position and they're not going to change their mind. You're going to defend yours and not change your mind, and it's just going to be a waste of breath. The best thing that you can do is lead by example, is just set the example, because you never know. That person may come back to you 2 years down the line and say, Dave, how did you do it? Amanda, how did you do it? How have you turned your life around? So just set the example, and that is the best way to deal with that person. Now, the next person, which is something that I've not dealt with that often, but it has happened before, is the person that will turn around and say, I know you stopped drinking, but what about having one just for old time's sake? Surely you're not gonna not drink on my birthday, right? Surely, when we celebrate XYZ, there's always gonna be some reason, some event where you're expected to have just one drink. Now, I don't think I've shared this before. I may have shared it once or twice. Now, I've actually had this with a family member, and I don't really speak to that family member anymore because this was the way that they reacted when I told them that I wasn't drinking anymore. It was, okay, but surely when we're together, you're going to drink, right? The answer is no, absolutely not. And this is the thing is with these kind of people is you've got to set a damn strict boundary. You've got to set that boundary. And if they ever cross it, you've got to let them know that that is not okay. Now, if this is, a colleague or somebody that you're not close with, then it is what it is, right? You just kind of got to let it bounce off you. If this is somebody that you love, if this is somebody that you respect, this is somebody that you don't want to upset, it can be hard. I'm not going to lie, it's a difficult conversation, but I promise you, if that person does not respect that boundary that you set and they cross it, then you need to stick up for yourself. You need to let them know that what they've done is not okay and that you've made a decision for yourself. You just got to be firm. You've just got to stand your ground, let them know that you've made a decision and it ain't okay. We ain't drinking. I'm done. Now, the third kind of drinker that you absolutely need to avoid is the marketer. Oh, you mean the marketer? Yes, absolutely. When you stop drinking alcohol, you're going to have these very direct kind of drinkers that you'll deal with. The naysayers, the people that are saying just have one or two. But then on the indirect level, there will be people that I'm almost sure that you will look up to in your life that will drink alcohol. And when I say marketers, this is what I mean. They're people that, might have a persona online. There might be some, actor that you like, even some athletes that you like. There might be people that you look up to that have great results in their life, yet they drink. And what they're doing is they're marketers of alcohol. At the end of the day, they're building a personal brand around this and then they choose to show themselves drinking alcohol. These people, you absolutely need to be hyper aware of. You cannot start seeing some, major celebrity, major famous person. You can't start seeing that person as using alcohol and having a successful result in their life as intertwined because they're not. Alcohol does not help that person. So when you see, some famous athlete that's promoting some kind of alcoholic drink or having a few drinks after the game, the alcohol did nothing to help them achieve any result in their life unless they're selling alcohol. And you have to be hyper aware of this stuff. These celebrities that build these massive personal brands, these huge audiences, and then go and release an alcoholic brand. What's the difference between a Mexican cartel doing the same thing and selling drugs? What is the difference? They just line their pockets with death, and it's sad. So they're the three people that you need to stay aware of. And if you want details on the program, please click the link in the description. Have a great day.